just going to make some Rainbow Millionaire shortbread. First of all, ask an adult to help you because there will be some work with heating up some butter and some condensed milk over the hob, so you need to be extra careful. Give your hands a really good wash and a good dry, and pop yourself on an apron. Okay? Now, it's very easy to make and you can decorate it with whatever you like, but I thought we would do rainbows today. Okay, so first of all, we need about 210 to 250 grams of shortbread biscuits. So that's these, like these ones here. It's about a small packet. And then you put them into a bag. I've used, this is a bag from an old cornflake. Any bag without any holes, give them a good old crunch shut once you put them all in. And you could maybe use a rolling pin and give them a good old bash like this. And then once they look a bit like breadcrumbs, you put them into a bowl where you're going to mix them with some melted butter. So you need about 55 grams of melted butter, which you put into a saucepan, melt it over a hob, and then you just pour that in over the shortbread crumbs. Smells so nice actually. Put all that in there and then give it a good mix. You see it all coming together like this. There's a few bits that I haven't bashed up yet. I'll just bash those in as well. And bash it all in, and then I've got a Pyrex glass dish here. You can use a tin, or you could even, if you haven't got very much butter in the house, you could line it maybe with some greaseproof paper. But get into all the corners because you're going to put your shortbread in here and you don't want it sticking to the sides. And once it's had a really good grease like that, and this is all mixed up, it'll take a couple of minutes. You mix it in, and then what you do is you pop it into this dish, flatten it all down, and pop it into the fridge to set. That's nice. So once it's all in the dish, you make sure you got it into all the corners. I use the back of a spoon just to smooth it all down like this. And then just put it in the fridge for a couple of minutes until it cools down. There, so it looks like that. Pop it into the fridge. And it can just stay in there whilst you do the rest. Okay, so next you need 155 grams of butter, and pop that into the saucepan, and you need to make that soft. So put that in there, scrape it all out if you've got a spatula, and then that's going to melt over the heat. And with that you're going to pop in 155 grams of brown sugar. And you're going to put that over the heat, give it a little mix, and just dissolve it. At the moment, you can see the brown sugar and the butter separate. We're going to warm that up. It will dissolve together, and once it's softened, you'll be able to put in, what you need is a tin of condensed milk. Don't put evaporated milk in, it won't work. Okay, it's got to be condensed milk. And it's just a whole tin. This tin is 397 grams. Open it up. Oh, so nice. And then once this is all melted, you'll add the condensed milk in with it, okay? And then you'll mix it up. And that's when you might need an adult to come and help you, because it gets very, very hot, okay? And we don't want any burns. If you did get a burn, you run it under cold water for 10 minutes. If you've hurt your finger, you've burnt your finger, straight under cold water and keep it there for 10 minutes. But what you need is an adult to help and supervise you, okay? So after all the condensed milk has gone into the saucepan and you start mixing it and heating it up, know if you can quite see that without me tipping it all out. It's just beginning to thicken up, and that's the 155 grams of butter, 155 grams of sugar, and the whole tin of condensed milk, okay? You need to keep stirring that though, really, on the burner until it gets much, much thicker. And in the meantime, whilst that's warming up, and keep stirring it as well, go back, check it. What you can do is chop up all your chocolate. I've got 200 grams here of dairy milk chocolate. You can use dark chocolate, you can use white chocolate, or you can use a mixture of both. Just going to check this again and give it a bit more of a stir, because you can't really leave it unattended for more than a couple of seconds. It does need a stir. So once you've broken up all the chocolate, put that into a bowl. You are going to need to warm this over by the hob as well. And I've just put a tiny bit of cold water. I might just put a little bit more in there. A bit of cold water at the bottom, pop the bowl on the top. And you don't want the water to go into the chocolate, you just want the bowl to stand over the warm water, okay? And I've just gone back to stir this again, because this needs to be still more thicker than it is. This needs a little bit longer. So this is nice and hot now, and this is where I'm saying you might need an adult to help you. See how much thicker that is? It's mixed all together. It's very, very hot though, okay? Now you need to get your shortbread crumbs out, which are nice and firm now, out of the fridge. And then you need to pour this, or your adult who's with you, pour it over the top of your shortbread, okay? Now remember, it's very, very hot, be very careful. It smells really nice. Okay, that's all out now. And now you'll need to just make sure it goes all over the shortbread biscuits. There. And there you have your second layer. And now that needs to go and cool off. So first of all, we'll just leave it, because it's been very, very hot. Don't put it straight in the fridge as it is. We'll leave it for a few minutes to cool off at room temperature. And then we'll put it back into the fridge for about another 10 minutes after it's cooled off, okay? So after we put all the chocolate into the bowl, which has been over some warm water, so it's nicely melted now, and this has been in the fridge, so this is nice and firm now as well. So now we're gonna just put the melted chocolate over the caramel, which was on top of the shortbread. Just put it on like this. Oh, so good, isn't it? Doesn't it look nice? And then after this is all on here, we're going to pop this back into the fridge for another 10 minutes or so, until it's firm anyway. You just smooth it over with a spatula if you've got one, or the back of a spoon would be fine, just to make it covered all over the caramel. Really could have done with a deeper dish for all this ingredients. So just to recap, we had a packet of shortbread biscuits, which we made into breadcrumbs, and then we put 55 grams of butter melted into the breadcrumbs, mixed it all together and popped it in the bottom of this dish. Then we put the dish in the fridge just to firm up the biscuits, and we put 155 grams of brown sugar, 155 grams of butter, a tin of condensed milk into the saucepan and melted. And with an adult, make sure that you were very careful and stirred it till it all melted, and then we popped it back on top of the shortbread biscuits. Now that went into the fridge until it was set, and now we've melted the chocolate, and we had a packet of about 200 grams. Doesn't matter if it's not exact, just enough to cover the caramel. Okay, so now that goes back into the fridge to cool down. And whilst that's cooling down, and it does smell very nice. When that is cooling down, we are going to make some toppings. Because when that shortbread comes out, it's just going to be brown on the top. And we've been talking a lot lately about how we want to colour everything up and make it into rainbows. Now you could for the top, slice some strawberries and put that round because that will give it a nice bit of colour. Or if you've got some icing or some icing sugar, this is a roll-out icing slab. But you know, you might just have some icing at home. You can use that. You don't have to have a slab like this. This is quite easy to roll out though. So just add different colours to your white icing and roll it out using your hand or a rolling pin so you get quite a long shape ready to go over your chocolate Millionaire shortbread. So once you've added your colours, I was quite lucky because I've got most of the colours in my kitchen, but if you haven't got all the colours of the rainbow, just do the colours that you've got. It'll still make it look lovely. Now with your chocolate, it should be nice and hard now because it's been in the fridge. So you've rolled out and coloured your icing. You should have some nice colours. I've got some here that I've been rolling out. And then you just start to put the rolled icing over the top of your chocolate block. So just put these on here. Having rolled out, I've got orange next and yellow, and then we can just adjust it, make it into a bit of a rainbow shape. Don't know if you can see this coming along now. Just turn it around, probably easier for you to see, just to make the chocolate block look a little bit nicer. You should be able to tip it up like this once it's come out of the fridge because it should be quite firm. And green. I've rolled out a blue here. And just roll out, use a rolling pin. So I've got, I've got all the colours. You just only put a tiny bit of colouring in with your white icing. Only needs a little dab, okay? And the purple. And this just looks a little bit brighter than the chocolate block. I'm just gonna pull them around a little bit, make it a little bit neater. When you cut your chocolate block, it'll be quite hard. You might need quite a sharp knife to cut it into squares. Okay, and I've got a couple of strawberries just to add on as well, just to make it look a bit prettier. There we are. Strawberries smell nice as well. There we are. If I turn it around, you'll be able to have a look. The strawberries are falling off now. There we are. There is your rainbow Millionaire shortbread. And if you haven't got all the colours, any colours will still make it look nice, I'm sure. So that's it really. That's good enough to cut into now, I think. And it should, I cut a little piece off, it should be able to see the layers nicely inside. Hopefully. I have to lift a little bit in there. So you can just about see where you've got the shortbread crumbs and the caramel and then the chocolate on top. I'll have that bit in a minute. There we are. One piece missing. Do you like that? Do you think you could do that? Shame the strawberries have fallen off the top.